So, I saw this. Had to cover it. The game goes off after Kendrick Lamar is named the best LA rapper of all time by Complex. Come on, game. What's going on? What is happening right now? Now, there's been some things that's happened since this game put out its own list, and we're going to talk about that too. But shout out to Chick Smooth. He got the video on it. Let's see what's going on, man. Game. Another game video.
Get ready. You know what to do, Chick.
Salute to Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Complex.
When we talk about games list, it kind of don't really. It's a little weird, but let's see what Chick
is
does.
back at it once again, you guys. Can we have somebody actually go into Complex building just to investigate to make sure these guys are not bots? Every single year, these guys drop one of these bullshit lists just to go viral.
That's another thing with lists, list culture, lists in general, is that the point of it, I think it is to generate anger. The point of it is to generate some sort of emotion, because if a list is too accurate, nobody's going to talk about it. If it's the way that people feel like it should be, you're going to look at it and be like, yeah, that's the way it should be, move on, which is counterproductive for a magazine or a website or a brand. So you really got to throw in some things to purposely make people mad, which is why I don't really cover lists on here or care too much unless it's like my own list. Otherwise, it's just who is making these lists. Like, and I guess they did come out and say who it was, because like even Deshaun, who does the what was it, the LA grade book or whatever, he was messing with the Fig Community boys and stuff like that, or the community and stuff like that. So yeah, it just doesn't. Yeah,
one of these bullshit lists just to go viral. We have to start publicly shaming some of these journalists. These guys come up with a list every single year just to get people angry and rage bait. I promise you guys, I was actually going to ignore this list. I'm only covering this list just because the game responded to it. A bunch of people came together.
I like that they put Doja Cat on there, though. People like Doja Cat, Tyler the Creator, for some reason, they be trying to act like aren't LA rappers, but they are. You know what I mean? And Tupac is Tupac. Machiavelli, rest in peace to Machiavelli, Illuminati the Dom, but Pac wasn't an LA rapper. He repped LA super hard, and you know, technically he wasn't even born on the West, but I don't even always go off of that, right? But let's even just go from where he repped and where his stomping ground, where he learned, where he became a man in. Wasn't that still the Bay? It still wasn't LA though. It's still the Bay, right? Unless I'm wrong about that, but I've never understood that. But if I'm from LA, I'm claiming Pac too. What do you mean? what you want me? Yeah.
In Complex office and said, hey, why don't we do
Close
a
enough.
list of LA rappers of all time? I think that would be great. And we could base the list off of skills as a hip-hop artist, strength of catalog, and commercial impact and lasting influence.
At least they had their criteria
Now, I'm
written
not
out.
going to go through the entire list, but I picked out the ones I thought was very interesting. Now, coming in at number 50, you guys want to know who Complex chose as the top 50 rapper in
hell
LA?
no.
Blueface. That's right. This is who
Yeah, they're doing it to make you mad, but let's just take the bait. We here already. Even by your own criteria, he doesn't hit anything in the criteria to be 50. Lyrical ability, trash, dog, puppy water. That ain't never. That's a 0 out of 0 damn near. Catalog, nigga got like 3 songs. You know, I was gonna say Screwface. You rhymes. You know Blueface from 3 songs, bro. Like maybe that. You might just know Tatiana. So even catalog, no. What do you? So there are a lot of artists that you would put above Blueface, even in 50, at the 50 spot for LA art. That's crazy.
Complex thinks is a top 50 rapper in LA based off of his skill as a hip-hop artist, you guys. Now, this one was very shameful. Number 46 is Crooked I. Yes, one of the top lyricists in the game.
To be fair, though, it does make sense because if you go by their own criteria, his catalog, no matter if you're like super in-depth and you're a huge Crooked I fan and you love Crooked I, you listen to him all the time, his catalog in the culture isn't that known. You know what I mean? So his catalog isn't that strong. And I know there's gonna be people like, what about this? Like, but overall, nobody's gonna say Crooked I has the strongest catalog of music. As a rapper, elite. That's his slider of lyrics is all the way up. But like catalog, discography is not. So
that's who these guys wanted to put at number 46. Number 26, Doja Cat. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the hip-hop artist Doja Cat. That was definitely sarcasm, by the way. Number 25.
Nah, Chigs. You're not going to do that. Y'all niggas ain't going to do that. Y'all niggas ain't going to do that. Why is Doja Cat not a rapper? I wish I could talk to Chigs. Why is she not a rapper? Because you're classifying her as pop. Why? Because she makes pop songs. What's she doing in those pop? She's rapping. There's a lot of songs that I could classify from Nicki Minaj that I'd be like, is this rap? But we consider her a rapper. Like, she put out that album with the tarantula, I had to be famous instead. She's rapping on that. She's rapping really well. Her lyrical ability is up there. Her catalog is way up there. And if we're going to do that, so like, no, Doja Cat is a rapper and an LA rapper, and she should be way higher than 26. If you keep it gangsta, of the 26 people above her, just even in catalog, I don't think, what? Currently.
5, you guys. Tyga. Listen, I rock with Tyga, and I know he has a lot of slaps, but you're telling me Tyga is a better hip-hop artist than Crooked I? All right, Complex, you got it, man. Number 11 is none other than The Game. And now let's get...
That's, no matter what you feel about The Game, that's disrespect. Holy shit. His discography's there. What? Dog, just the documentary alone, and I know that 50 Cent had a lot of hand in that, but it don't matter, bro. There's other artists had other hands in all these niggas' music, bro. You think these niggas sat in a dungeon and wrote this shit? No. What I'm saying is 11, lyrically, he's better than basically everybody you named other than Crooked I. And then discography, he's better than... It's like Crooked I with a good with like a elite, and he doesn't just have a good discography, nigga. This Is How We Do has to be like one of the biggest songs. Like, what are we? That's disrespect. That's disrespect.
Get into the top 10. Number 10, Nipsey Hussle. Number 9, Eazy-E. Number 8, Be Real. Number 7 is Ice-T. Number 6, DJ Quick. Number 5 is Tyler. Number 4 is Dr. Dre. Number 3, Ice Cube. Number 2 is Snoop Dogg. And I'm sure most of you guys can...
I'm not mad at the top 5. Some of that 10 was wacky, though.
Guess number 1 is Kendrick Lamar. Now, after seeing this list, The Game was pissed off. The Game has always considered himself to be a top MC in the West Coast. Yes, number 1.
It's very disrespectful because you're not even just saying West Coast. You're saying specifically the city he's from. That's... Like, if you're saying West Coast artist of all time, okay. Because now you got to throw the E40s in there. You got to throw that. There's a lot of people where I go, okay. LA, y'all try to disrespect that nigga Game. And I know Game has done a lot of clown stuff. Like, Game has tarnished his own legacy just by his own actions. But he really hasn't tarnished his legacy by his music. But it's by his actions. And people got to realize those go hand in hand. I used to be the biggest Game fan. I used to would fight a nigga for Game. If a nigga told me Game was whack, it would have been... All right, nigga, run my fade. Cool, you could think that, but run my fade, nigga, when the documentary dropped. I know the documentary word for word, face from face. Huh? But, like, come on, dog. He a top 10 LA artist. At top 10, nigga, he probably top... I don't know. I could make the argument for some of them other niggas.
1, or at the very least, top 3. So, obviously, with Complex putting him at number 11... You guys already know The Game was going to feel disrespected. And rightfully so. The Game called out Complex and told him, yo, Complex, You guys are smoking that good dope. Game at 11 is nasty work. I'll bust that whole list ass. This is all the motivation I needed to finish Documentary 3. Y'all got Game fucked up. Now, let's be honest here. Game is only pissed off because Kendrick Lamar was crowned number 1.
Game should have dropped a freestyle right after this. There's something about rappers not like striking when the thing is hot. You're gonna, this is gonna motivate me to run my album, and then like 2 months from now your album drops and everybody forgets his moment. Drop a freestyle called "I'm the best rapper in LA." Like, man, sometimes I'd be like, I wish I was on your team. Like, nigga, drop a freestyle called "Best Rapper of LA." That should have been the next 2 to 3 days. Should have been out. It didn't even have to have a visual. You should have definitely recorded a visual.
But nobody else in the top 10 is not active. They either passed away or they just don't make music anymore. There's been a lot of tension between Game and Kendrick. Throughout his whole beef with Drake, we never saw the Game come out and support Kendrick. As a matter of fact, it was actually the opposite. And when he was asked about the reason why he was not there at the pop-out show, here's what the Game said.
They asked me to ask you about this whole Kendrick Lamar thing, like you being from Compton and like not being at the concert or in the video. Do you think it's because your relationship with Drake and that because you with Drake that you weren't there?
Probably.
Kendrick and Drake's beef wasn't about me. It wasn't my beef.
Game also is playing dumb here because Game is somebody who I would think would know how what niggas are doing right now. Like the treating it's politics, nigga. It's a little beyond music. It's just like LA politics. Like, you are just riding with the ops and you're not openly championing what is supposed to be your home team. So that's why. So when you say it has nothing to do with me, it's like, come on, Game. You've done this. You've beefed with niggas because they were on the wrong side of your op list or whoever you been. So what are we talking about, bro? Why did you? The Game is playing stupid because it's like, my nigga, you dissed the entirety of G Unit before any of them niggas dissed you. 50 Cent kicked you out. Nigga, you dissed Yayo. Yeah, I think to this day Yayo really hadn't fully dissed Game. Like he's sexed up, but like you dissed all them because they're on the G Unit side. You dissed anybody on the G Unit side. So it's like, what are you doing, gang? And they weren't from, and it made sense because they weren't from your hometown. Imagine if there would have been a nigga from G Unit who was in your hometown, who was supposed to be a man's, and then did that. You come on, gang. Stop playing.
And as far as like, the pop out, I think that Kendrick had everything that he needed for that day to be successful. Kendrick don't need Game certification or Game to show up for nothing. Like, he doing amazing for himself. Snoop is the top of the top as far as West Coast is concerned. Snoop and Game were there when it was time to pass Kendrick the torch.
And that's why it's extra.
People forget about
nasty. When
there were artists on that stage that necessarily didn't have a stage to be on until Kendrick provided that opportunity for him. And I thought that was dope. Anytime a mother is bringing the West Coast or the West Side together, like, I support that.
And even the Joe Budden podcast has compared the Game's album to Kendrick.
Which is the better West Coast rap album? Well, just rap album. The Documentary by Game or Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick?
I think it's closer than people would like.
It's close. It's very close.
Like it's close, speak
bro.
to.
That's very close. The documentary is incredible. I don't know if I can pick one.
I ain't gonna lie to you. There's gonna be niggas who act like it's not close because they just got here, and it's gonna be the niggas who got here from the Drake and Kendrick beef and weren't really listening to Kendrick before. That shit is definitely a lot closer than niggas try to act. If we're talking specifically Documentary versus Good Kid, Mad City, and Good Kid, Mad City, both of those albums share a big part in my development as a rapper and as a person. So, like, I don't know, that's hard, bro.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know how I feel about Kendrick today, but as far as just lyrically, what people are delivering on that project, Game to me is the better rapper out of those two albums.
My edge would go production-wise more than rapping and songwriting.
If I'm just talking about listening from track one to the end, it ain't a lot of albums fucking with the Documentary, bro.
Well, I'm trying not to jump in here and reignite my Game beef, and I fuck with the Documentary. It's a classic. Don't belong in the same sentence as Good Kid, Mad City for multiple reasons outside of music.
Once you start talking all the extras,
what he said outside.
What are the extras? Can you give me a couple of the extras?
Well, one, West Coast niggas didn't really view that album as a West Coast album.
He's right. He is right. And a lot of things that people were saying when Game first came out, I was like, bro, you jumped in with an East Coast group. You rap on like damn near East Coast beats, and you damn near feel and dress a state. If you go back, This Is How We Do, he kind of dressing like a New York nigga with the big jacket and the niggas don't wear them. It's too hot for that in LA. So, but some people said that about Kendrick's album too, but he had DJ Quick on his album. So,
because you came over.
No, it wasn't DJ Quick. It was homie from Menace to Society. No, Boys in the Hood. God, I can't remember.
Over here with 50, and it was the rumors of get rich or die trying, leftovers, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, now, I don't want to insinuate there's any beef there. At least, not yet. But you can tell the game definitely feels some kind of way, mainly because he feels like, as a lyricist, he's better than Kendrick. Right now, if you're the game, this has to be the start of the rollout for your album. If you want people to actually care to hear you rap again, in the spirit of competition, you gotta challenge the #1 person in LA. Even if you guys do not like the game, you have to admit he's at least a top 5 LA rapper. Personally, I wouldn't put Game over Kendrick, but I know some of you guys might. And honestly, I wouldn't be too upset to see that. Complex, you guys are nasty for this list.
Did you say you put Game over Kendrick? You do, I understand a list, dude. Even though it's all best rappers of all time, I couldn't. It's just the things Kendrick has accomplished, rapping the way he's rapping. That's the reason why he was
trying to pit black men against each other. You gotta do better. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys?
Yeah, good argument, good thing. I definitely feel like Game has a little chip on his shoulder with Kendrick, as they both from Compton, and he wants to be the best. So I get it. But Game, you should have been dropped a song or something.